Mirage, I think it's a little bit more of a middle ground, but I don't know. Dust2 is one that can go either way. It's always dodgy as a pick, to be fair. But I think if you're going to ask for a prediction from me, I'm going to actually side with Big for the 2-0, because I do have belief here that they can get it done on Dust2 as well.
All right. I just took a quick peek at chat, and they're calling your light the NA light bulb. He's in Ireland. It's not our fault.
Yeah, it's not.
Not our fault.
It's random.
IR light bulb.
My mom's cooking something. I think it's the oven. We need to get the wires checked, apparently. That only started happening yesterday. It was never an issue before.
Concerning.
Oh.
What's also
yeah,
concerning is
but,
we have an exchange out towards long early on. Lots of damage coming in here. Flashbangs galore, but look at the health remaining for Big. Yes, the numbers are even, but they've been whittled away. Fortunately, it's USPs in their opponent's hands, so that probably doesn't matter. They'll go in for the headshots regardless, not worrying about unconfirmed damage, but it's something that could be concerning. As they hold, Bolt's going to get a kill through the smoke. That's what the weakened players are vulnerable to. Izzian's been boosted on towards the side. They shoot a bomb plant potentially, but no, the swing from Gandalf is good for SHZ. Going to get the kill, drop the bomb as well, and now this bomb plant's a thing of dreams. But Tabson bringing it back to bear. Now there's a player out by elevator, but Tabson's doing all the work himself. He doesn't want to bother with the plant. He wants the kill confirmed, and he'll have it. A 4K for him. We said he was the player who could do it all in the pregame, and indeed he is just that.
Yeah, alongside Cirrus and Xanthars, they're the players you expect to deliver frags. To be fair, I don't want to leave Keto out either, because we know what he's capable of. Tizzy and even able to deliver at times, but if you're to choose out the three names, they're the ones we look towards. And Tabson, well, he comes through with a very impressive pistol round. Fantastic 4K being found, and yeah, there it is, Big with the opening pistol here on map number 1. It's the force spy coming through from MIBR to try and return some damage, see if they can steal this round away. And again, we've seen that happen quite a few times already today in the previous matchups that we've covered. But I feel like Big are one of those teams that don't let these slip quite as often. You can see even here they've prioritized a little bit more towards the nades. They've got a few mollies, so as soon as they do find contact, they can slow those pistols down and ensure that they're not going to be bursting quicker than than Big can. Oh, sorry, no, other way around. They're not going to be getting caught off guard by any players stacked up and just trying to be jammy with those pistols, basically. We've already seen the few nades, basically, that MIBR had being used up as well. One flash and a smoke left. Maybe the flash can be useful if they get the timing correct once this push starts coming in, but nah, it's going to be tough. Flash is over, Big moving in, and here we go. Bolts, what can he do?
Molly to block off his initial line. He's gonna come to peak with the deagle. Shots missed though. His life needs to connect one of these and is just completely off the mark. At this point, Danoko gets one, but he's traded, and that should just about be the round. They're gonna attempt. So, I'm gonna say, good tag turns back the other way, and SHZ is the last casualty in this round. Big go up the 2-0. That is going to be a strong start for the German squad. Xanthars, the non-German part of the team, nice impact in that round.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You know that you know the meme that was going around for a while where they were trying to figure out exactly what hair product each pro uses?
Oh god, wasn't there a sheet?
Do you remember that? There was a whole spreadsheet where they had all of the different hair products.
I remember it.
That hair looks on point, man. Here comes the swing. There's the flash. There's the kill. This round's over. Talking about hair product, round's already over.
Yeah, well, the hair product definitely holding Xanthars' hair better than the CTs were able to hold that B-bomb site. To be expected, though, without the weaponry.
Good segue.
It was a dodgy one. I didn't get it out as clean as I needed to be honest. Bolts and Jello, what can they do? One kill would be nice. Unfortunately, it's actually the SMG there for Xanthars as well that ends up grabbing one of those 2 remaining kills. So that's awesome for Xanthars. A little bit extra money. He decides because of that, not going to keep the Mac 10. He'll upgrade straight away. And yeah, you want Xanthars straight onto the rifle. He was actually going to drop the op over and just take a weapon in return. Is he going to go to the scout? No, he gets an AK. Yeah, I was wondering. So a couple of upgrades. They're not going to keep all of the money that they built up over these opening rounds, but yeah, it's fine. They still have loads remaining afterwards. They'll have enough for another full buy if they are to falter in this opening gun round. And yeah, MIBR, they do need to wake up. The issue is here, no kits and very little nades, and it seems like Big realizing that are going to go quickly on this and try and exploit that lack of utility.
Tabson, nice entry. Second player has been dropped by Searson, and Tabson just cleaning it all up. There's no hesitation. There's no hesitation whatsoever. The B-split played to perfection. There's nothing the remaining 2 players of MIBR can do but save. And even then, that's a tough ask. Big have kept it so clean at this point, but they're already very comfortable going for the aggressive hunt. If they could take the AWP out of the hands of Bolts, that would be phenomenal. It's going to be a player way back in the spot that Harris is looking for it. He's always aware, ever ready. And, well, Bolts will find Keto. That just tells them exactly where he is. They're going to chase this. A flash would be good to come over the long house. It's effective. He's so blind. No way Bolts is getting away from that. There are 2 flashes to make double sure he couldn't see the light of day. 4-0. It's early days, but Big are looking smooth in these takes. There's little hesitation. There's little concern. They're going with relatively straightforward plays and taking rounds. This is nice entries from Dabson. Shots the back of the head. Second pop, you're dead.
Yes, literally smooth was exactly how I was about to describe that as well. Because yeah, it's just such a smooth start here for Big. They're not struggling at all. Gonna keep on going with these more aggressive plays as well. Santerre straight out long. There's no one here for MIBR trying to challenge anyway. You can't really afford to go for it with just those pistols unless you're willing to put a couple of players at the very least. So yeah, they weren't really looking to challenge initially. They do lose Bolts, and that's over. Hope to be able to stand the get 2 kills out of that at this point because the economy is already getting ridiculous for Big. It is getting out of control. The bomb across was a little bit of effort apparently.
Look, I get that this is just a pistol round. They weren't probably going to get much in here, but this is just little resistance, right? They walked into the majority of the players in that round. And Big just dismantled it. Starting to get just a wee bit concerning. I think this next gun round is going to be a good pulse check. I need to see signs of life from MIBR. Even if they don't win it, I just want them to make Big's life difficult. These takes are so quick. And so clean, and there's 0 hesitation. There's no, checking, oh, is there a player on the corner? They know exactly what they need to clear. They know exactly what they need to hit. No hesitation.
Yeah, I mean, even in comparison to what we were seeing kind of on our first day, where we had those games that were expected to be a bit more one-sided, for example, the VP Vizsla Krakow one, they're relatively one-sided score lines, but we were seeing even in these early rounds that damage was being done, there was fights being put up. We're just not seeing it right now from MIBR, and that's a scary thought coming into their own map choice when we know that the map that's coming up next is one that they don't normally play, and one that they've kind of gambled through to be able to not play on Vertigo, which is one they also would have hated to have taken on Big on. So yeah, I mean, just everything about this match was tough for MIBR coming into the VO and then coming into actually playing out whatever maps they were able to achieve. But yeah, here we go. Another bye. As you said, signs of life at the very least. But I feel like at this point, I just want them to start winning some rounds. Otherwise, it's just going to be a bit too much to handle.
Would be nice. 4 kills. Thompson hasn't died yet. He's 8-0. 3 more players have only died once for the last 5 rounds. And Keto, well, he's bottom of the board with a whole 2 deaths. Really struggling there for him. Well, let's see. Let's see if that might be able to do something. It's been such early days. I don't want to be sounding the doom alarm too early on. But this is very fun. Nice nade. Tissing has to deal with it, but they boosted him up. Now they're going to leave him. No chance for some long aggression. Tissing will just police this. As I say, they're actually not going to leave him. Tabson comes back for it. They're expecting some sort of a fight here from SHZ. Pinocchio looking for it. He's going to get caught. Searson just slid in. The timing is brutal for him. That is just a moment of complete unfortunateness. Yin is going to get a kill for free as SHZ tries to take and move straight into the trap they set. That was exactly what they wanted out of that play. They get it, and they are now A-okay. It's a good way to deal with that. Well, not that it's too much of a limitation. And Keto walks through the mid doors. There was a flashbang to cover it. Bolts gets caught. Bolts gets dead. They're picking on individual positions, and they're doing a perfect job of it. Searson will move off the angle. Might have caught if Yell had moved just a bit forward, but Yell catches a nade. And now there's one player on site. What can Cello do? Possibly when faced against this. Nothing. That wasn't even a flashbang. Keto just walked out, but Cello had too many angles to cover, too many things to worry about. He's done for. Yell has to save. And now I will sound the doom alarm. This is extremely worrying if you're an MIBR fan. Not that they're down 6-0. Whatever. 6-0 isn't the worst thing in the world. You can come back very quickly. It's the way they've lost them. They're just not getting any kills. They're not winning any fights. They're not winning positions. There's nothing crazy going through from Big. They're just going decisively into their hits. They're throwing very smooth utility, and then they're converting off of it.
We've got 5 kills from MIBR, and we're going into round number 7. That's really all you have to say in this situation. Yeah, Big have been near flawless. I mean, working together at points, the flashes out into mid, for example, for the peaks to come in, but they're also just doing a good job at punishing when those opportunities arise, such as the killing towards the longhouse from Tizian. But setting him up there was apparently the perfect counterplay. 6-0 for Big. MIBR, they need to get their feet on the ground soon. Normally, I'd agree that the 6-0 isn't such a big deal, but again, with Nuke coming up next, a map that I really don't think they're going to be able to do a lot of, they need to get going here a little bit quicker. Controlled by Tizian. Finds the head of the Noko. He had already got rid of Cello, so that's B now open for the taken, and that should confirm the round going in their favor. The question is, can MIBR take another kill or two, maybe? At this point, it's not really even going to have a lot of impact. Everyone is above 10,000. I can't even remember the last time I've seen a team get an economy this strong this early on. This feels more like an old economy type situation we're in right now.
Even then. Even then. I mean, they've now, all right, cumulative deaths. We're 7 rounds in. Let's do the count. There's been 6 deaths. We're 7 rounds in, there's been 6 deaths. Bigs have fewer deaths than rounds won. That's wild. Tizian, he just looks so good right now. Tizian, that was a beautiful transfer. I don't know, man. This is very concerning. All right, we're going to have presence in towards the tunnels. Let's try and put it out of our mind for now. Just let MIBR play their game. They've got the guns up. They did get an initial pick that last time with aggression in towards the tunnels. This time, though, the Searson's up on the other side, and they're going fast into the B split. Yell, though, will connect as they come up onto the doors, and here comes the punish. Searson, a trade. And they know they've got this player pushed into the back corner. Tabson has it. The B site's lost. It's got to be a save already. That's the round. Big are just going to punish this B hit over and over and over again. Split mid into B until you show them any sign that you can provide resistance. Why would they change? Why would they change if they're having this much success? Yes, Santeras will get cleaned up towards mid, but that's fine.
Yeah, no, this is just insane from Big. That B split at the moment is working out incredibly well for them, and I mean, even then, it's not the only place that they've been finding success with those picks. As we pointed out, they haven't really been faulting in many areas at all. It's going to be 8-0 Big. It feels like we've only started this map, and they're already halfway to the finish line. Anyway, for MIBR, it's not just going to be another 8 straightforward rounds to put an end to it anyway. But they've got half of the work done here with absolutely no resistance being put up by MIBR. Again, on MIBR's map choice. A pause comes in,
Good pause.
Second tactical pause being called true. And yeah, I mean, maybe... Yeah, they need to make them happen, but I would like to have seen one being used before each of those previous gun rounds even, is what I was kind of hinting towards there. Because it's 8-0, it's a bit out of control.
Current discussion in the MIBR comms, there's, can we kill Tabson? Is that allowed? Like, what's going on here?
Still hasn't, yeah.
He has not died. He has 10 kills, 0 deaths through 8 rounds.
He's just rocking the AUG as well.
I don't know what to tell you about that.
He realizes if he dies, he doesn't get the AUG back, so he's just going to make sure he lives the entire half.
Maybe you can buy an auto sniper, though. Look at this. Keto has full utility. He didn't throw a nade last round because he still got 16k, so he didn't reinvest into anything. That's what that tells you.
Yeah, no.
That's unreal. What is happening here? This is the MIBR team that just stumped Fnatic 2-0, and I think they beat Fnatic on this map as well.
Yeah, 16-12, I think, and then 16-9 on Overpass, if I remember correctly. Could be the other way around. I'll double check to make sure I'm not giving some fake news, you know? And I'll let you know now in a second, but obviously this is a very crucial gun round for MIBR. It's basically do or die here. Lose this again, and just another eco up to 10 for Big, and yeah, I mean, that's a scoreline. This one already seems a little bit out of their reach, but I think if Big are able to hit double digits without MIBR getting anything, there's very little chance of a fight being put up. Good nade, okay. That's actually some fantastic damage in favor of MIBR. They are sticking with a pretty default setup overall. They don't have a lot of info about what's truly going on.
That's true. The few times they've gone for aggression, it's pretty much always been punished. And you can see Big is set up to punish right now. You got Santeras watching to see if they'll come into tunnels. There's no one towards the longhouse. That's a potential team point they could press on, but now they got a player in towards CT. Tizian gets that kill. Tabson was that flick. Danoko can't line him up over the smoke. And now the site is lost. The site is lost. A familiar tale here if you're an MIBR fan at this point. SHZ, he's down in towards the pit. What can he do about it? He was waiting for the long presence. He will take this kill on Tabson. That's nicely done. Tabson's dead. Finally, Tabson has died. Unfortunately, it's probably not going to equal a round win. There's still down a man. Goes back to clear long, but Keto's ready for him. We'll take down Physian, but at this point, time is so low. And they're so out of position over on towards B that they've just got to try and save. But the silver lining for MIBR is they have begun the first stage of winning rounds. They have, in fact, proven that you can build that. The less silver lining
when getting
is...
a kill on one specific player is one of your main hurdles, you know you're in trouble there.
Yeah. The downside is it's 9-0. Oof.
Big oof.
Big oof.
Yeah, no. It's another buy at least. That's a positive. They're able to, of course, salvage over the weaponry. Double up setup coming straight out. Denoco going to be on the secondary one. Is this the switch up that they need? I'm not even going to bother pointing out that he's 1-8 right now because no one else is really doing any better than him. You could, I guess, somewhat argue between 1 and 3 kills, but nah, I don't think many people would want to. It's, at the moment, just unfortunately all of MIBR not showing up. The only way you can get stomped like this, really, Big are just too much for them to handle. But yeah, early long peaks coming in. They are going to try and move a player out off the back of that now, I believe. Yell not really looking to actually peek in towards the house itself. Instead, waiting for someone to come in his direction. And I believe that peak is going to come pretty soon. Are they going for a run booster? I think they might be. Oh, okay. No, I don't think so, sir. And he gets a second. Physian ready for the trade. And there we go. A 4-on-2. After those long exchanges come in, and they had completely abandoned short, which has allowed for Keto to walk up and confirm control of the bomb site.
Cross smokes go up, and they're done. It's insane to say because they're 9-0 down, but they should save. They should be saving at this point. Chances of them winning the round. I would say after this round, there should be no more saves because you have to start winning something. You just have to. If that's what you're going to get, that's what you're going to get. Now, the thing for Big, they have to avoid getting too sloppy here. They've maybe gotten to a situation where they're hunting so aggressively that there's actually a path back onto the site for Cello, and there's no one to really watch. Well, there's Tizian out towards the pit, but Cello doesn't even think about going for it. He's more concerned with staying alive, and that allows Keto in behind him, actually, to get the kill. Denoco has an op. He's in spawn. He's probably going to be able to keep this. Keto's going looking, but I don't know if he'll suss him out in time. Oh, he might. They're coming around the corner. Do they have the time for this? Talk into the wall. Talk into the wall and survive. Live. Fight another day. Keep the AWP. All right, so at least they have this little thing to build around. But this is another tactical timeout coming in from MIBR. They've had to burn so many of their timeouts so early on because you need to get around on the board. Something is deeply wrong with your team right now, and you got to get it right sooner rather than later. Running out of chances.
And again, with this being the map choice of MIBR, with Nuke coming up next, the map that they normally ban out, you don't feel too good for their chances in being able to just recover from this current performance that they're having. Most times you can say, okay, yeah, they can reset between maps, but Nuke is just going to be a tough one, even if they were coming off of a victory here on Dust2. Yeah, as you said, the op at least saved over. They're able to salvage together a bit of a buy. Cello on the MP9 is the only real weakness to it. But they haven't made anything work yet. Even when they have everything, even when they don't lack any nades at all.
The concern is that you can't really be just paying attention to the guns at this point. They've got to get it done, whatever they have in hand. Yeah. One of the few rounds where they got an opening pick was a pistol round. So let's do something. Here's the aggression up Catwalk. Here is something. Boltz is going for it. Boltz wants to make it happen. So they're looking for it. No, glancing away. That's Tabs, and that's the bomb drop. Now there's something to work with here. Coming back towards the long tunnel. Boltz gets a second kill. This might just be the play. They need to shock them back to earth. SHZ catches Tizian going looking, not aware of the pit play, and now, boom, here we go. MIBR. It's taken them 10 rounds, but in round 11, they finally arrived in the server. I mean, a whole lot more of this to be sure, but if this is what wakes this Brazilian squad up, if this is what gives us a proper game, I'm here for it. Just took one of your veteran players, a guy who's been there, done that, seen it before, to go forward, make something happen, Dean. And now they're into it. Denoco. gonna boost up to find him, and that's a brilliant shot from Searson. They're not expecting the player close up. Cello takes one, a no-scope from Searson for another, and he's looking to do damage, but Yell will catch him on the cross to avert disaster to prevent this round from slipping away. MIBR, they're on the board with a round, and 4 of their players got a kill in that, so that's a great way to get going.
Yeah, let's see if they can get keep it going now, rather, because obviously they're not going to be breaking down that economy of big anytime soon. 2 more rounds would do it, I believe. Even the one could leave a player to a little bit low in economy. I think only Searson maybe would struggle, but even then he could get enough from someone else still easily give an AK over. So yeah, it's going to be another couple of rounds before MIBR have a chance to maybe go against the Pistols. A little bit scared there for the player who was crossing over. Searson doesn't normally miss those shots, but he was, to be fair, standing in fire. And I think was blinded up a tiny bit too. But yeah, no early picks at least coming in on the side of big. Never mind. Yeah, there we go. Searson catches SHZ over on long. I was going to say that's at the very least a positive for MIBR because, yeah, throughout the half, Big have been picking up these opening frags, usually pretty early in the round. I thought this one was going to be maybe a bit different, but apparently not. Not a good position to be in.
Not exactly. They're going to take this control in towards mid. I'm kind of expecting at some point for them to just go back to that fast B split. It was so good. You do see that they're paying much more attention in towards mid at Stanoko. Now there's the angle as the op comes around, but that means that Bolts is the only player with responsibility towards A. And as they come around, they're going to realize there's no one here. Now they've drawn the 2 players out of B site. They can take both. What is going on? No one's watching for the drop. tabseN gets a kill, and a second as well as he transfers over. Last player here in Cello. Oh, he gets his spell wrong. They were lost in that entire round. Everywhere that MIBR looked, a big player came from the opposite direction. It was just a distraction game, and then ultimately tabseN puts the nail in their coffin, and they are done for, Dean. Thought that might finally be the rally point, right? They get 1 round on the board. They start to wake up. They looked much more complete than that previous, and then boom, lost. No direction, no signal here. Very concerning. Cello's looking for a fight in mid.
Fallen flat once again. Yeah, he actually is, with the M4 as well. He's got the M4 down at the moment. I think he was more so expecting someone to try and charge out mid. As you would kind of said, that B split had been working so incredibly well for them back in the earlier rounds that they are thinking maybe the pace will be brought up again. But no, it's pretty much the exact opposite. Heads down, creep up short, and well, it looks like they probably will move towards this A hit pretty quickly. And if that's what they go for, at the moment, it's only Yellow's on the ramp. They don't have an M4 either. They have, well, just a smoke and a HG. So no flashes even to try and slow that push down a little bit. So we're going to have to see shots being connected by MIBR, and that's something that's been a bit of a struggle for them so far, of course. There we go. Smoke's going down. I believe dropping one towards the spawn, so they might even try and drop with this. But yeah, Molly's going to coast the bomb site. That'll keep the player back on towards the ramp, I believe, and here we go. The drop in. Oh, actually, Keto gets taken out immediately by Cello. So it is at least the first kill that goes the way of MIBR, and Cello's doing a great job playing from the spawn. Second kill towards tabseN, and a big name to be claiming. Santerre is trying to give the cover for the bomb to go down, and at least allow for the bomb to be planted, but not without losing his life. And Tizian, he's only good for 1, so it's fallen now all onto Searson. He's been playing well so far, but I think a 1-on-4 is a bit too much to ask. And yeah, with only the head of the Noko shown, the shot is missed, and then he's just a sit and duck. A second for MIBR. If they can pull it back to 4, it's not the worst, especially then if they come through with a pistol on the second half. You can suddenly, after that pistol round, and they don't drop the force play or whatever, you can suddenly have them sitting at 7. And yeah, at that point, you can start believing that, again, we do have a game on our hands.
You painted a very rosy picture here, Dean. I just want to see them get some rounds and keep this fight up, even when we're talking about the series.
Well, I feel like if we want the series, they need to get the win here, so
you're right. You're absolutely right. All right, let's see what they can do this round. So they went slower in the last. Big. Time to differentiate the pace. They're going to go aggressive in towards the long house. A smoke over to prevent the peek initially. 2 players are taking the fight from the MIBR side, but they're out. Into the Molotovs they go. tabseN is burning. tabseN is burning, and he's dead. Was blinded. Didn't realize he was on fire, and there's a second kill in. Heavy commitment of the utility towards the long fight, and it's working out beautifully for MIBR. But the problem is they've left a gap towards Cat, and on they go, and on they kill. Searson has found 1. They have control. They're going to be able to get this bomb plant. They still got presence in the long house. Keto gets 1, a 1 and done. Probably wasn't what he was looking for here. Maybe he could have played that with more patience, but MIBR were aware of his presence. There was no easy way to get out of that position. Now the retake is on. Searson's already dead, leaves everything to Tizian. He's getting flanked from Cat. He should be dead in a moment here. Moves over at the right time. What a shot! And looking for more. Bolts kills his teammate, but Bolts finishes the job. It's an ace for Bolts, 5 kills. Problem is, one of them was on his side. So he's only got 4 skulls on his icon. A 3rd round for MIBR. I don't think they care if he's killing his teammates at this point. They just need the damn rounds.
Yeah, thankfully they have enough to get the full buy back in. If they were left with multiple weaker weapons and stuff, maybe it would be a little bit more awkward that the team kill came in. But nah, they've got everything they could ask for here on the reinvestment into the final round of the half. 4 is actually a number they might be able to reach. This was not looking doable just a couple of rounds back, Mike. So things are on the upswing a little bit, but there's still a ways to go before we really start believing. Uh-oh, Sniper. The hope there was clearly to do some damage on the cross and maybe even to slow down that cross over towards B. But they weren't really looking to capitalize on it either, so it was more so just a hope for some damage. Not connecting initially, but it doesn't matter too much. They can drop that back over. They have the weapons ready in the spawn to trade back out onto. Ooh, looks like we are going to see maybe B being tested. A couple players around mid as well. They're putting the pressure on B for now. They're obviously not ready to actually follow up with the commitment, but that's very likely just to run down those mollies and try and get rid of a few of the flashbangs as well that those B defenders might have.
Standoff between Bolts. Multiple players on the other side of the mid doors is going to be huge. He's been good for the team. He's been one of the rallying cries. He was the one who shook them out of their initial stupor. Let's see if he can get some kills here. Get the first. Santara's down. Flashbangs don't catch him, and now a Molotov still out with the state. The Noko goes down towards the pit, and that's major pressure onto Yell. Yell stands up to the first. Back to the car. Expects the presence from Catwalk. It's not there, but the mollies are in. And the kill is confirmed. Now Tabson's here on Cat. A little bit later than they expected, but they can get this smoke cross going. There's no one in position to finish. They're going to spam it. Bomb gets thrown because there is a gap in the smoke. They only have one available. And now Keto has an ult. Oh no, what is this? What is this? Tizian jumping knife out to try and get around. Did not expect a player to be in that position. He will be punished. And now he puts his teammates in a really rough spot. They know there's presence coming from long. That means that they have to be focused in on it. The Keto does. And that puts so much pressure on the shoulders of Tabson. Flashbang timing a little bit off there. Technically, it was still in his eyes. But Keto now can hold with the AWP. He just has to get out towards long. He knows he's got this confirmed. And that should be the round. Jello just has to hop on the defuse and pray that Keto somehow misses a bunch of shots because he's running out of time. And there's going to be the check. Tap. Tap. Round's over. Nothing you can do about it. Keto gets the kill to confirm it. A 12-3 half. MIBR reeling, but at least they've woken up. At least they've shown some signs of life. We'll see if they can keep it going in the second. We'll be right back.
Of my mind, trying to find a story to believe. And I've been getting sick of how I'm spending all my time, searching for a way to find relief. And backstage I go to sleep, but I feel like I need to let go. And I can spin a web of any story that I like, but tonight I wanna make a masterpiece. Stepped out looking like a small fire, half glass and filled with desire. Head down, but I know I can't deny it. Life is fun when you're a liar. I've been told I'm gonna paint a new reality. It doesn't take a lot to turn a person into gold. Yeah, I've been getting good at alchemy. And you can stay inside in the dark, but without it, you never let go. And when you're done with hiding and you wanna have control, you and I can find a perfect fantasy. Stepped out looking like a small fire, half glass that filled with desire. Head down, but no, I can't deny it. Life is fun when you're a liar.
And we're back here with the second half of this last series. First game of the last series, rather, at the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice 2021 play-in event. We got some fast cat action here as Big looking to secure their victory. The odds are ever in their favor at the moment. Looking very good indeed as MIBR got caught sleeping through the first few rounds, struggled to get much of anything going in the first half and come away with just 3 rounds. Look at this aggression. Tabson is already wrapping around the first one. There's a player back in spawn who seems to be ready for him. This has become a little bit more common of an approach to pistol rounds, but if Tabson can win this round or win this duel, it goes a long way to making their lives easier. Dinoco gets an opener. Searson out of play. Come in towards the site. Tizian's gonna try and deny this. He's gotta push them back. He finds one. Tabson, meanwhile, is taking the flank. The bodies are dropping elsewhere. This is getting all kinds of weird, and on top of the box, Tizian will falter. Nice kill from Zantares. Looking for more. And a 1v1. Dinoco doesn't have time to get the bomb planted, and Zantares will deny the possibility. A shot to the dome, a 13th round for Big, and they're looking to put this map in their back pocket post-haste.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look like we're going to be having a long one here. And as we've said, with Nuke up next, that was one we were expecting to be a bit more one-sided for Big. So this is crazy. Honestly, Mike, I've seen Big struggle against teams from Meisterschaft, whose names I can't even remember more. This has been rough.
To be fair, I suspect Big has done a little bit more preparation in advance of this matchup than they might have necessarily done for each opponent in the Meisterschaft.
That is fair. I'm sure MIBR is a team they've looked towards. There probably wouldn't have been a lot to go off of, to be fair.
Well, for the Dust2, there's a bit.
It doesn't seem to matter. Yeah, this is a bit. But, well, whatever it is, they're clearly utilizing it well. Because 13-3, probably going to be extended further in their favor. I don't even know if we're going to be seeing a gun round before Big even reach map point if this force buy isn't able to work out. So, yeah, there's not a lot of hope right now for MIBR.
No hope is
maybe they've been working on Nuke. Perhaps they have, of course, had some time to prep it. They would know that it's a map that might end up coming through in some cases if they're against Big, for example. So, hopefully.
They floated it in their previous series, which is the one thing that I'm wondering, now that they floated it a couple of times. Because if they only floated against Big, they could just be saying, we really don't want to play you on Vertigo, and we don't think you'll pick Nuke, so we're going to risk it. But they've done it a couple times now to veto other maps and float Nuke. That tells me that they have to have been prepared to play it. They have to have been aware of the possibility. So I am very curious about what we're going to see from this team. First, we need to see if they can get a little bit of form here on Dust2. Tabson, Searson, killing everybody. Pretty much what you expect them to do. Facing back in, actually, the pistol's going to find, but Searson's still here with the scout. He knows he's got a threat from long. He has to focus on that, but he leaves himself exposed for the back for too long. Yell will take a kill. Well, either he expected his teammate to get the angle faster, or he did not expect to be swung from sight. So we'll take out Yell as the cat play comes through. But now there's a face-off. SHZ does not have the health to really deal with this, but he's going to go forward and try and get it, knowing that the bomb is spotted. 5 seconds, he can't win. So he will save the gun, avoid dying after the timer. Tito with a pulse for the clock will secure the round, and that is Big on to 14. It's a weird way to win it for sure, but hey, he'll take it.
Yeah, as long as the number keeps going up for them at the top of the screen, Big not really too bothered. 2 rounds off of that victory, and well, it's probably going to be. No, I was going to say it was probably going to be one after this, but they are just going to go straight into the buy now. I don't blame them. We just say this when you're in a position like this, and your option is to eco and play for the overtime of the force and try and get back into it now. I never blame a team for just going straight into the force.
Personally, I wasn't present.
Well, it is such a long road ahead of them. If you can get that round here and now, then it makes it that little bit easier, and well, sometimes stops you from having to. Oh, I don't even know exactly where I was going with that. But yeah, opening kill either way. It is actually for the CL.
You started a sentence, you lost yourself along the way. I've been there. Been there.
I lost myself while we were listening to the producer for a second. Tripped up over my own words, and then somehow forgot where I was going with it exactly. But, oh, this is risky. Tabson. He may catch the timing. The player, I believe, bolts with that from Massey. It just looked away. And yeah, he may even get more. There's a second player at the car right now, so this is probably going to be the nail in the coffin here for MIBR in this round. And that likely in the map. More to come. Tabson up to 3 frags now on that MP9. Eventually the bullet's depleted and he had to try and resort to the USP as a backup, but yeah, up against the Guild, it wasn't too effective. Either way, he has single-handedly won this round for them.
Should have. Even surprised if they chased that necessarily, but Santeros wants to confirm the kill. He wants to get the rifle upgrade as well, and that's where they'll be. Big 15-3 now. Map point. We're gonna watch that massacre them on this replay. Oof, those tasty eco frags all the way behind, and there's just no way to deal with it properly if you're MIBR. He is 19-9. Whew. We know he went to 10-0 without dying. They finally killed him to make his scoreline 11-1. Since then, he's only died 8 times. 19-9. That is unreal. But what's more impressive, I would say, is despite not dying through the first 10 rounds, he is now about even with his teammates in terms of where he has fallen. Now let's see if MIBR can maybe bring this round back. They're already down a player. Trying to get towards a plant, but they don't even have any map control at this point. They are locked out of every site. Aggression coming in from Keto. He's going to encounter a player here in the tunnels, and he's going to confirm the kill with Jello. They're trying to find something, anything to work with here, but it's just not doing. Catwalk seems to be the next play, but there's 2 players here waiting with open arms to receive them. Tizian up close with the SMG. Tabson to secure it from behind with the rifle and throw utility for his teammate. A single flashbang seems to be the answer. He's going to come peeking around the corner. Harris has found one in mid, and there's the kill. Tizian gets both. That's going to be the game. Big, secure, the 1-0. Dominate MIBR. Allow only 3 rounds in the first half and nothing more. This is a stunner. It's MIBR's map pick, and they barely get in the server, Dean.